my favorite little gumdrops, strap in. We're gonna tell a nice fucking wholesome family incident. I talk a lot about what my family did wrong, because they did wrong in a whole lot of fucking ways. It's a factor to why I would not want to see them again. Sometimes I have moments where I do remember, oh yeah, that girl wasn't always a total fucking bitch. Sometimes she could be a sweet older sister, and sometimes she did have sisterly bones that tingled in her body. So sometimes she did well. Sometimes my mother wasn't always the same vicious cunt who beat me with a belt and did weird, extremely disgusting things to me as a child. Sometimes it's like, oh, that's the woman who used to like let me be the professional taste tester in the kitchen as I watched her cook, and used to sneak me little pieces of mac and cheese or little bits of chicken to try before everyone else did. Like my older brother, like he fucked up big time, especially in my middle and high school era. Let's just say I don't get why he damaged his legacy in my mind so bad, or why he chose to do so. Oh wow. I think I'm feeling emotional today, but I'm gonna blame it on period hormones. I get more emotional the closer I get to ovulation. I guess it's a weird side effect that's starting to occur for me as I get older. Yeah, that fucked me up though. That's not cool. He should have never fucking done that to me. None of them should have done that to me. Damn, this was gonna be a light video. But, people who are fucking not so wonderful to me in my mind now, they did used to have some semblance of a soul. Now, I think I've told this story before, but I'll say it again because it's usually one of the cutest stories I can at least say. My mother, she always preferred having, like, she wanted a girl. She wanted a cute girl. She had my older sister, but she didn't want my older sister. She kind of just had my older sister because my mom was a victim of sexual assault. The guy just kind of broke into the hotel room she was sleeping and had his way with her. He was the person who like was consent, like at first, just I don't know, I don't want to talk too much about it, just my mom went through a lot. She had a one night stand when she was 18, and that's how she had my older brother. um and then I guess, like, the guy was just some asshole 30-year-old fucking rebound alcoholic, and she was just some like 18-year-old trying to get over a heartbreak. But my mom was like, okay, I'll be responsible and mature about it. Plus, my mom already had an abortion before, like when she was a teenager, and that traumatized her, I guess. So I guess that factors into why I even exist in the first place. Then, next thing you know, the guy raped my mother on some fucked up Bill Cosby shit. He didn't drug her, but he still did nasty things to her while she was. I don't think she was drunk, but I don't know. Just he did things to her. And then when my sister was born, that's when, well, actually, I'll tell you this story so that I can slow down the pace. When my sister, like, was first conceived and stuff, my mom was actually at the abortion clinic gonna get rid of it because she thought, I can't fucking do this. I can't have two kids. I can't, not with this man. I don't want to be tied to him forever. But as she was in the clinic, I guess, like, they did the little setup thing that they have to do. And the nurse, I guess, accidentally fucked up because there's like a speaker that they, I guess, attach to your body or whatever the fuck. Allegedly. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. The nurse had it all the way set to high, and it's not supposed to be that high. So as it was about to start, my mom just heard a big ass dum dum dum, and the nurse was like, "Oh, oops, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. You weren't supposed to hear that." And my mom was like, "Fuck, that's a heartbeat. I can't do it. I can't do it. Give me up, give me up." And then she left and cried, and but she had my sister. But either way, and then, but I think my mom wanted like a physical version of a black card. And I know this is probably weird trauma dumping, but it's like, shut the fuck up. Strap in for the ride, baby. Just go along with whatever I tell you. My mother was treated differently because she is a very fair skinned woman. Like, she's basically lighter than this fucking teddy bear, and that's not even an exaggeration. And she felt like she was exiled a lot and treated differently in a bad way, especially for her environment. And people didn't see her as black, and she wanted to be seen as black. Let's just say another inconvenient like conception came, where I guess, let's just say my dad was one of her like teenage childhood best friends from that era. And let's just say they dated, and let's just say he was obsessive and psychotic, and let's just say a restraining order happened. But I mean, she was cute, he was cute. They were like, you know what, let's reflect on the good times before you move to Texas to get away from your life in California. And then they had one thing led to another. She moved to Texas, threw the fuck up. Guess who was made? Ha ha! Living version of a black card. I say this all just for context. So, I don't know, I kind of had like, it's one of those things where it's like, my mom also had a favoritism issue, so my guess was she kind of was like, yay, I have a child that's like fucking obviously black. Woohoo! Woohoo! Finally. And she's cute. And I adore her. And then just kind of like wasn't as good to my sister in some ways, but it's like, I don't know. Let's just say what I know is some damage was definitely left from the comparison between how my mom treated me when I was young versus how she treated my sister, and I think that led to a lot of conflict. Now, do I have to tell you all this information? No, but I technically don't even have to make YouTube videos. I don't have to breathe the air. Some things we do by choice just because they're nice. This was all context just building up to say my mom wanted a feminine child, but when I was born, funny enough, like leading up to when I was born, my mom was like, please God, please, anything but a boy, anything but a boy. I don't want this man, as like fucking psychotic and nut jobby and weird as he is, I don't want him to be that involved and then make another version of him. And here's my non-binary ass, I popped out, obviously with the pussy. And she was like, hey! And it worked in her favor because that nigga stayed his ass away. Yeah, I don't have many good memories of him. I will say, funny enough, the topic of this video is actually birthdays. Some of the stuff. He got me a phone for my 14th birthday. I don't want to talk about that day actually, because yeah, how do I put this? A lot of weird shit happened that day. Like, he took me out to some, I think it was Applebee's or was it Chili's? But he took me out to some place, and I remember straight up, like, the waiter was such a fucking asshole for no reason. They just felt like it, and my dad didn't bother to complain. Like, the waiter was the type of person to be like, here you go, here's your shrimp and tomato pasta plate, and then bring out a plate that was basically 90%, like 99% noodles and like 1% like tomato paste that wasn't mixed in or anything. Just, and the noodles were overcooked and undercooked at the same time. Like, the only good thing was the shrimp. And then when I asked, like, oh, excuse me, is it okay if like I have another type of sauce added? The waiter looked me dead in the face and was like, oh, yeah, yeah. So, the only sauce we have available right now, since we're out of the tomato sauce, is the white Alfredo sauce. It's really good. It's really creamy. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds great. And then he said, cool, yeah. And the sad thing is we are also out of the Alfredo sauce, so I'm sorry. And then he just walked the fuck off. And in hindsight, like, my dad could have done a lot more in that situation. I also remember I had to tell him, and I felt awkward. I was like, hey, it's if you tell the waiter it's my birthday, they usually bring out like a free slice of cake or a little ice cream or something. My dad was like, oh, okay. And then the waiter came by and he was like, excuse me, it's her birthday. And the waiter said, oh, well, happy birthday. And then walked off. It's like, it was like, and then actually in hindsight, my dad didn't even order dessert after either. What the fuck? Ah! I will say he was decently good at birthday gifts. But then again, some of them could be just like, hey, look, like, I'm giving, like, I don't know. I don't actually remember. I've repressed a lot of memories of him for a reason. He wasn't around, and any memories I do have of him, every single one is cringeworthy, so fuck him. That's a consequence of your own actions, motherfucker. On the bright side, he at least gave me good fucking hair genetics. Thank you for that. I appreciate that I have nice ability to have a massive afro if I really fucking want to. And I got a pretty good jawline and a pretty good skin color. And I'm tall. So thank you for at least adding that into my life. If I looked anything like my mother, I'd be fucked. Or like too much like her, you know? It's like because of his side of the family, thankfully I have ass and height. And like a sort of amount of common sense. Anyway. I got way off topic, but it's okay. Just giving some, but yeah, sometimes my dad could get me decent birthday gifts. He was at least solid in that department. Like, I remember when I was younger, he got me a bunch of, like, Bratz dolls and, like, a little Bratz dream house type shit. It was cute. It was a good memory, and I think he rented me a Hello Kitty movie from Best Buy. So, at least there's that, you know? He wasn't always a piece of shit, but he still is ultimately a piece of shit. It's like, Jesus Christ, you mean to tell me you had fucking 23 years to learn how to be a parent? And you just were like, I'm gonna just bullshit this whole time? Like, really? Anyway, this was really gonna be such a happy video, and instead it's accidentally like 10 minutes of me just casually sharing fucked up backstories about my mom loving me in the sense of, oh, I have a human black card, and then kind of abandoning me once she was like, oh, it's not feminine enough. Anyway, hey, firstborn, you can have my attention now. Let's go to Bath and Body Works and do photo shoots. Good for her. I'm glad they got to do that at least. But the resentment never truly died from my sister. Like, she never really treated me very well. I could have been better too in some ways. Don't worry. But moving on, the topic's supposed to be birthdays. Anyway, so let me tell you something positive. I remember, yeah, I was probably somewhere between the ages of like 4 and 7, like back when I was happy. And back when my mother still like loved me and was showing me that actively. You know, she was pretty good in that era. Like not too traumatized. She still did fucked up shit, but at least like she wasn't just totally committed to being an evil Disney villain, you know? She actually had some humanity and love in her soul still. I remember that like she could tell I was already a tomboy though. Like I loved to play Lego Batman and like Legos and video games with my older brother and the boys outside and like do silly shit in the dirt. So she already kind of knew what kind of kid I was. So it's like okay, she's not really a skirts and tank tops type, but let's see what we can do. My birthday was coming up and she's like, "Hey, Tamia, so what kind of theme do you want for your birthday? Do you want like Disney princesses? Do you want Snow White, Belle? Do you want Sleeping Beauty?" I said, "Hulk." She said, "What?" I said, "Hulk." She said, "You don't want anything else? You don't want Cinderella?" It's like, "I want the Hulk, Incredible Hulk." And then she was like, "Okay, baby." But she met me pretty well in the middle because she was like, okay, you know what? The baby wants Hulk, I'll give her Hulk. And she still had a blast. She was good at party planning. So she got a bunch of Hulk balloons. She got me some Hulk Smash Fists, like those big ass green ones. I think she hired a face painter, but I forget if she did. But she had the nice ass like purple and green decor everywhere in the park, on the tables, all that shit. She got the little hats. She got the balloons. She gave me a little Hulk T-shirt with fucking purple cargo shorts and everything. I was so fucking happy. I was ecstatic, and so was she, because even though she couldn't quite meet me on the level of like, oh, I have a daughter who's a tomboy, like she wasn't like 100% accepting, but she was still accepting enough where it's like, okay, like let's go all out for her to show that I still love this kid. And that's a very good memory. Funny enough, I'm pretty sure if I look through all my SD cards, I will still find at least one childhood photo of me smiling with my mother in that photo. And so that's at least one positive birthday memory I have with her. Another one is with my sister. Ironically, my same 14th birthday. I remember I went to school and like my sister texted me. She was like, "Oh hey, meet me in the hallway." And so I lunchtime came and I met her in this specific school building hallway, and she surprised me. Like her and a bunch of people just yelled, "Surprise to me!" And they ordered like a shit ton of Domino's pizzas and a whole like massive bag full of like chips and Doritos and snacks. And they even brought me like a little thing of cupcakes too. And then we all sat in the hallway and ate them. And she even made sure, she was like, "Hey, do you like every person that's going to be eating with you?" And I said, "Yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah, everyone seems cool." And then we all just ate together and talked. And she asked me my birthday plans and stuff. And she was very sweet. So even though I will mostly address my sister with very, very disgustingly derogatory terms, because, well, hell, I don't see her in the best vision, I will at least say that she was good. And that was one of the moments where it's like, there we go. That's a moment where it's like, I don't want to be corny. I don't want to disgust myself and say, that's a day where I was proud to have her as my sister. But I will say, that was a day where it's like, okay, that's where it felt more like, there we go. That's what something a family member who loves another would do. She could have shown me that in a lot of other fucking ways before and after, but I will at least, I'll tip my hat off where it's like, okay, she knew I was like some freshman at a high school, didn't have too many friends yet, and was still finding my place. And she decided to go all out and be like, I'm going to surprise my sister with like balloons and cupcakes and treats so that she can share it with like her friends and like enjoy herself and have a blast. So I still tip my hat off to her for that. She did a very good job. Any other positive birthday memories that come to mind? Not really. Damn. How do I put this? The weird thing about being estranged from your family is that you kind of like forget a lot of things. I think it's kind of a blessing, but it's kind of weird. Like, I actually ran into an estranged member on my dad's side. And the fucked up thing is, I couldn't tell who they were. I remember I sat down with them and I was like, oh, is that is that TT? But then I looked closer and it's like, oh wait, no, No, that's the other one. That's on my dad's side. That's the other aunt I have who looks similar to her. Oh, okay. And but that's kind of how I feel. I feel detached because it's like already before the estrangement. I haven't seen a lot of these motherfuckers in years, and they don't know shit about me. I don't know shit about them. And then middle of estrangement, people got really weird to me. And then post estrangement, yeah, just there's not much there. I hate to break it to you. It's just like strangers. Like, yeah, I think I even posted a video on here semi recently about how I saw this chick in public who was like my mom's ex best friend or whatever. And she told me how my mom was doing, and she was like, "Is there really no way that you would ever come back?" And I was like, "Nah, like, I'm sorry." Like, she chose to be the person she was actively. She made an active choice to be anything but the mother that she was endearingly known as before. And that's the most heartbreaking thing, is knowing it was a choice. I didn't deserve that. Ah, yeah, that's not fun. I cry not because I miss anything I had. I cry simply because it's like, you don't know pain until you can't even look at your own fucking photos from when you were a child. Because a part of you is just like, you are so beautiful, young girl, and someone went out of their way to fucking hurt you harshly. And you didn't deserve any of that. And the worst part is they chose to do that. 100% it was a choice. They knew what the right thing to do was. They didn't do it. I think that's the part that really fucks me up. And funny enough, in that same conversation with that lady, she was trying to guilt trip me and act like she didn't have bad energy. She was like, "Oh, like what?" Like people around her and even her, she kept trying to be like, "What would you do if you were a parent? That would have been so different. Easy. I wouldn't beat the shit out of my kid in showers and traumatize them. I'd let them have privacy. I'd let them have control over their body and privacy and autonomy. I'd let them dress themselves. I'd actually shop at places with clothes that fit for them and look good on them and feel right for them. I'd actually take care of their fucking hair and bother to put in effort. I wouldn't just relax their hair because I was a lazy fucking parent. I'd actually bother to like learn about their pain tolerance and treat them well and learn like just I wouldn't instill shame in my kid, fear in my kid, pain. I wouldn't want my kid to flinch when I walk into a room. I don't want my kid to know how it feels to have doors slamming and doors flung open and to not even be allowed to use the restroom without being accosted. I would let my kid have fucking peace. I would be a 10 times better parent than her in every single way, shape, and form, and I would do it effortlessly because I'd let my kid be a fucking person, not an object, not a plaything, not a punching bag, just a kid. They wouldn't have to be perfect for me. They wouldn't be like just some token I can praise around to try to make me look good to other people. No, I would be a better fucking parent. I don't even have kids, and I'm better with kids than she ever fucking was. Really. And that's really saying something because that's her niche profession. I know what the fuck she did to some of those kids, and she's very lucky. Very fucking lucky. That I always am a bit too busy unpacking my own trauma. And that some of those kids were too young to remember what happened to them. She can get as mad as she wants at my videos. Imagine how I felt living under her. If she doesn't like the way she sounds and looks when I talk about her in these videos, imagine how she sounded and looked to me my whole fucking life when I was under her supervision, doing even worse than what I say in these videos. She was a hell, she was a prison, and I'm glad to have escaped her. This was a lot darker of a video than expected. I was just gonna get on here and be like, I'm gonna share some good shit about what my estranged family used to do, but I can't, really. I can't. I even forgot about my birthday because I don't even, like, I don't think I get birthday texts anymore. Some people do send me birthday texts, some people don't. I don't know. But it's kind of weird. My birthday is in like 2 weeks. In approximately like 21 days, I'm about to be. I want you to guess my age, actually. I'm not gonna make it that easy for you. I'm glad that I have lived this long because usually I would cry every year on my birthday just thinking about how lonely I felt and how fucked up I felt and how I didn't have freedom or I felt stressed out, or how I didn't even think I would make it to live past age 12, then age 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. The fact that I even made it to 21 still fascinates me to this day. And I'm glad for that. And then the past few years have been a massive blur, and I'm just hoping the future is a bit more coordinated. This whole summer went by in a blink. Jesus. Like, one second I was with a man who I thought I would, like, marry someday and have kids with, and the next second I was at Lake Tahoe, and then it's like I blinked and suddenly I'm meeting an amazing guy, and then I barely, like, fucking do anything, and suddenly I'm in a fight with his ex, and then suddenly now it's almost been 2 weeks or however fucking long it's been since then, and now I'm about to turn 24. It feels strange. It feels weird. All of it. I don't know how to feel about any of it. Jesus, can that fly get any louder? Like, Jesus Christ, opening your windows in the summer. I'll say this. I guess I'll just say I'm grateful that I've lived through the good, and I'm grateful that I have survived the bad that I shouldn't have lived through. And I don't know, I kind of got out of the like, I'm not saying I don't celebrate my birthday. I'm trying to think of what I did. Oh yeah, last year I got a healthy dose of trauma and a concussion on my birthday. Thanks, Morgan, you fucking cunt. The year before that, what did I do? Oh, I think my ex-boyfriend got me the video game Beholder 2, and he ordered me a slice of cake, and we had some sort of food, and I played video games with his family or whatever in the living room. That was pretty solid. Yeah, we were supposed to do bigger plans, but ironically, that's when our relationship fell off. Because, like, the rent went up for his place, and yeah, greedy fucking landlords. And then he started struggling, and then shit took a turn for the worse, and it sucked because we were just, like, hitting our stride of, like, whatever. The relationship wouldn't have worked out one way or another. And the rent raising just kind of showed the cracks that were already in the foundation before it all crumbled. And the birthday before that, oh yeah, I remember that was when my friend Christy drove all the way out here to help me get some free pancakes from Denny's and some free burrito tacos from this other place. And then they sang me happy birthday while sticking a candle in a piece of Safeway tiramisu. And they sang me happy birthday. And they gave me a balloon, and I kept the balloon for so long that it deflated over the course of a month just because I was so happy to have it. And then what else happened? I also. Oh, yeah, and then the year before that, that's when my ex was supposed to take me to this fancy restaurant in San Jose. He claims the place burned down in the fires, but I don't know how true that was or not. I kind of, a part of me was like, you know what? I don't want to know if this man is lying to me right now because my mental health is barely clinging on as is, and I just want to be happy. And if he's lying just to avoid taking me to this restaurant, I think I will just. I'd rather not even know if it's true or not because I don't know if I'll leave him anyway, and I just need to feel happy and good in some way or another. I could have used that as like a really good leverage or guilt gift or something, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, I do remember he surprised. I think if I recall correctly, he surprised me with a bouquet of flowers and two different cakes. Um, from Safeway. One of them had green chipped off fingernails in it. That was disgusting. And the other one rotted, basically because it was tres leches cake that was left out overnight. So yeah, that was disgusting. What else happened? I hope something didn't come out my nose. I'm sorry if it did. What else happened that year? Oh yeah, and the fires were going on. I remembered that my ex, to make it up to me, like, he took me to the San Jose Rose Garden with the huge fountain, and I just laid there, but he was pasty and white, so we couldn't even stay there that long because he was like, no, I'm burning, we have to go, pussy. And so, but I still got to sunbask and enjoy the flowers and the sounds of the fountain. They helped with my autism. They made me feel good. On top of that, let's see. Hmm. What else happened? Something really good happened. I'm trying to think. What did happen? And honestly, I don't really remember any birthday I had in the pandemic, really. And that's kind of sad. I know that for my 19th birthday, right before the pandemic happened, I remember, yeah, that was fucking depressing. I remember I was supposed to go out for the night, and I had, like, my mom got me some shoes and shit from Just Fab, and I had some Fashion Nova dresses that I was gonna wear, and then every single person I was gonna go out with basically flaked on me, and the plans were just to go to Benihana and have a good time with my homegirls, but all of them showed themselves to be fake ass cunts, so fuck them. And then instead, I went to Berkeley, hung out with some homeless people. They didn't give a fuck that it was my birthday. There's more context to that, but we're not going to talk about it. Just the homeless people were my established friends. And I don't know, they just weren't birthday people. Like, funny enough, they were actually doing really well for homeless people. They were homeless by choice. It's a long story. Uh, yeah, I basically, I think my mom gave me $20, and then I ate some overpriced fucking fries covered in ground beef and bacon and cheese by myself, and some fried Oreos, and cried. Yeah, God. Fuck, dude. Yeah, and then I went home and I watched this movie my ex gave me, Subnautica. It was not that great of a movie, but I appreciated that he gave it to me anyway. And yeah, and he left like just like a day or two before from the city, and he knew I would miss him super hard. So I appreciated that he at least gave me a parting gift so that I could have something to remember him by or think about. That was sweet, at least. Anything else I want to say about this ex? Nah. I guess now that I'm here, what other birthdays did I have? Let's see. Before then, I was with somebody. How did I spend my 18th birthday? I don't remember. Well, anyway, I get the feeling it's all gonna be just a lot of crying and a lot of chili cheese fries. I love chili cheese fries. So how about I just make myself happy and say, I don't know what my birthday is going to be like. And I don't, I'll put it this way. I am open to the universe blessing me with however many blessings it feels like giving me for my birthday. And there are some people who might want to like make plans with me, and I will give them, let's hope that everything goes. I don't want to jinx myself, but I'm hoping that things go fucking well with people over the course of the next 2 weeks, because niggas love to embarrass me. I remember last year for my birthday, I was like, Morgan's gonna take me to Brazilian steakhouse, and I'm gonna sew this dress that looks like something that this famous actress Grace Kelly wore in one of her fucking Hitchcock movies, but in the color red, and it's gonna be amazing. We're gonna go for fucking Brazilian churrascaria or whatever, just for that nigga to. Oh, he ruined my birthday so bad. How do you ruin, like, he spent all his fucking money on two fucking hats. $400 on two fucking hats. And it would have only cost like 70 per person to go to fucking a Brazilian steakhouse with a buffet. Very, like, and he could have saved money at any point. He chose not to. Anyway, if he ever tries to come back, I'm kicking his ass. 100% he deserves it. I'm gonna premeditate that shit. I'm just saying. I don't care. I don't care. Oh, it was $4 movie day on my birthday, too. He made even sitting down, waiting for the movie, and watching the movie terrible. Oh. He didn't even want to let me say no to set. Oh, well, I still said no, regardless. And let's just say it was so bad. Let's just say a concussion was given to myself. Hmm. So yeah, I guess we can kind of see why I just am kind of like, I'm giving up on birthdays. Like my birthday, it's like if it's just a day that comes and passes without any like big flair or anything like that, I can survive. I am fully okay with that because what the fuck, really? Sorry, I zoned out so hard just I didn't even realize I zoned out so hard. I just got really deep in the trauma wave. Damn. Anyway, also, I know that even recently I was like, ooh, this Riley guy is so amazing and so fantastic. Off the bat, I really feel safe with this man. And then the very next morning, I had to throw hands with his fucking ex because that nigga lied. And he also, ironically, he was making huge plans off the bat because he liked me so much. He was like, ooh, what about Christmas? What about Halloween? Ooh, what about Thanksgiving? Oh, what about this and that? And it was like, and I just thought, like, that's going too far, man. We only had one date. Let's slow it down. And like I told him, you seem great too. But then again, at the start of this year, I thought I had a man who I was gonna marry. And let's just say that didn't happen. And then that year before, that same shit happened. And yeah, it's like let's like I thought I was gonna be spending Christmas with someone else. I can't afford to, like, yeah, just no. But I'll just say I am open to any potentials. But at the same time, if my birthday can just come and I ideally don't have that hard of a cry, and I like even a light cry is okay, because sometimes you just gotta cry to be happy that you made it, or cry to be happy that some losses were had, or whatever, or just cry because you need the release of like, well, damn, that shit happened to me, that was fucked up. I gotta go forward though, and here I am. I didn't think I'd make it to this age, and I some things that I thought would happen at 24 did happen. Some things didn't, you know. And I'll cope with it and be happy. I'll just frankly be happy to be alive. I don't need birthday texts. I don't really. Well, actually, I need birthday texts. Whoever isn't sending me a birthday text, they need to go fuck themselves. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm excited for everything else that's gonna happen in my life. And yeah, I guess I'll just take time on my birthday to treat myself. Funny enough, something I also like to do is to order myself a birthday gift, which I actually should do now, because then even if nothing happens, then 2 weeks from now I can have like a new set of earrings or some really nice jewelry or something really cool and just enjoy that and feel good. God bless, amen. Peace out.